a 2-0 over said Equinox team, 2-1 over Beast Coast, 2-1 over KDA, and then the round of 64 and 128 relatively easy for them. I kind of think of LG as like the gatekeepers of Tier 2, so I think this is going to be a real test for SSG to show that, hey, yesterday wasn't a fluke. That win over C9 was more than them just playing bad. It was actually just how they got things done. You know, I legit think this is going to matter so much for the side of Spacestation, and they're going to get it off to a bouncing start here, ready to push up towards Hookah. They have a flash play at the ready. And Boostio leads a charge.
And chill to keep him at bay. Kaplan getting that Owl's run information up, but Mada has found the first kill. That's roca to fall. roca was one of those heavy hitters for the side of Spacestation against Cloud9. He is now no longer with us in this first pistol round here. Aproto will take out the fellow Cypher of sSef as well. 2 picks going the way of the LG side, but they're going to teleport all the way around. And, well, look at this aggression coming in. This actually might go away against Ksiaze, or KZ rather. Oh boy.
Lethal at the moment. Our feed has disappeared, but definitely the flank in the threat has not. There you are. Finally does come online. We have it at last, at long last. Aproto, unfortunately, for the side of Luminosity Gaming, will be able to shut down without any further issue. And Spacestation Gaming, with only that 1 fatality that they found on the trade, 2 fatalities that they found in the rounds, will be able to take the pistol. Relatively clean fashion, I have to say. That swing play from SSG, because they really didn't want to commit over towards B, and then they just ran over towards A. No problem. That's something you're going to see a number of times on Vine. Just, you know, a fake from A onto B. Simple as that. Or, excuse me, other way around. Fake from B onto A.
I mean, you could see it the other way, too.
This is true. Depends on how you look at it, right, Boggs?
Yeah.
Either way, it's probably not going to be the best buy in the world. SSG have had some absolutely nasty ecos. Really, both of these teams are known for being crazy with their sheriffs. SSG in particular had some wonderful rounds from Insky and obviously roca as well. So I wouldn't exactly call this round just lost yet. Definitely a shot. Boombot coming through. We'll find some decent information, Boggs, and we're off to a relatively quiet start on otherwise.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good round for Spacestation to slow things down, see if LG want to get a little aggro, see what information they can get. sSef's camera has been demolished there by the 2 players in towards Garden. Didn't spot anybody out, so no information gained there, except for the fact that somebody shot his camera. Doesn't know that there are 2 players here, as well as a Jett keeping an eye on things. That's KZ going for the jump peeks in towards Hookah. Maybe he might have just spotted the edge of a dark cover there, too. Pain chill out, though. sSef falls back, but Thief swings with the grenade, and it works out for a kill in his favor. A lot of damage taken by KZ, though, and both Thief and his Sova are going to rotate back in. Thief for the second on to insky. roca, however, has found the trade. KZ, though, chimes in, taking him down. And now it's all down to Boostio and Kaplan. This is going to get a little messy here. I don't think they'll have much of a chance to get much out of this round, but at least the ult orb gain for Boostio. Mada pushes into him. Kaplan, that's a nice shot on the Mada, but he takes the dink in return, and it's Aproto to finish the job at range with the Spectre. It's going to be a 2-0 start to the side of LG, but they did take 2 casualties again. And that is going to hamper their economy, I would say, significantly here moving forward, unless they wanted to drop over those Spectres to those players with less weaponry and pick up rifles on the other 2.
That goes there.
That's another economic decision they have to make, too, and I don't actually know what the right call is, because I feel like either way could be the right or wrong call.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say. Like, it's kind of a bit of a 50-50. Obviously, LG are going to try to force up everything they can, give themselves the best possible chance of winning this round. But, I mean, that was only 2 casualties at the end of the day, but it had a very good chance of being a third, because that Jett was basically bleeding internally as the round ended. SSG looking to switch up the pace here will give themselves up to Boostio, using the run it back to not only find a kill, but using information that one is sitting back towards triple. Aproto still will find that kill with a hashtag crosshair, and this is going to be utter destruction for LG. The Crossfire is doing them a lot of good work, and the response from SSG is lukewarm at best. Another 3 kills found, but sSef has to once again clutch it up. No round is lost while sSef is still alive. He was absolutely instrumental in SSG's success yesterday. I have a feeling if he can get off to a bouncing start here, there's a real decent chance SSG can pick up their first round.
I like the way that Luminosity are playing this. They're not over-aggressing anything. They're just holding angles. Mada holding onto this U-Haul angle. Watches the peek come through. They'll win that dual peeker's advantage. Not going to help sSef out there. Goes for a couple jiggles and goes a little too wide. Luminosity do grab a third round, but again, they take considerable casualties. This time up against a much better buy. But now they can get the rifles up across the board. They will be up against the Sheriffs once more. But again, those Sheriffs, those pistols, always dangerous in the hands of Spacestation. Can they pull off a miracle? Can they pull off a huge round here? They're going to go for light armor too. I like this call to get a little bit more behind these guns, these pistols. Try and do some more damage. Give themselves the best chance to win while still having enough to reinvest into the next round. It's a good buy here from Spacestation in terms of having a good chance for a pistol upset. And they can grab a couple rifles too off the side of Luminosity. Things could get even better for them, but they still have to get those kills and those rifles first to make things happen. And the Boombot will spot out a player out towards mid, and we'll stay and wait for a little bit of a long engagement between the Owl drones and Boostio to grab an ult orb.
Luminosity Gaming, I mean, hey, this was honestly probably going to be their best chance to build up a solid economy. You can see by the way that they're taking these fights, they are not committing at all. You saw that dash away as soon as they took a couple of shots. KZ actually peeks out for a second chance, does find blood this time. So Kaplan, shed of his mortal coil. But, I mean, again, I want to bring it back to the big picture. This is LG's best chance yet to build up a bit more of a solid eco. If they can do this, then they can probably extend their lead come next gun round and at least kind of get themselves out of potential eco territory if they were to eventually lose one. The execute will begin over towards A with Insky, spike in hand, actually pathing his way over towards U-Haul. And roca will join them, a gorgeous shot to open things up. Insky now is going to be hurting. He's practically on life support as he does get the spike down. But this is already a good result from SSG. If they can get a couple of more kills, once again, we're going to see that storyline come into play of those guns having to be rebought. But KZ is doing his darndest to make sure that isn't going to be a possibility, isn't going to be something that they have to worry about. Boostio, however, strikes back as well with a gorgeous kill. But at the end of the day, it's only those 2 kills.
It is. There's a little more economic damage for the side of Spacestation, but still, they're not getting enough. I don't think it's enough.
Tech pause?
Thanks.
There will be pause probably coming into the next round, unless Mada's just standing there.
I guess
no,
so.
He's back. He's back. I see his mouse moving.
Okay, we're good.
Don't think we'll have a tech. But still, that's a very good round again from Luminosity making that retake happen. Yes, it was up against pistols, but Boostio with that Phantom made things really scary, I think. And LG dealt with it very well. KZ's going to go for the Operator, too. That's going to be another thing they have in their favor. Economy good on 3 out of the 5 players from LG. The 2 that died, KZ and mada, are going to be a little more on the broke side of things. But then you look over at the side of Spacestation, and it's, again, they're buying down to brass tacks, and everything is resting on this round.
Still very early days, all things considered, and keep in mind this is best of 3. Bind, not exactly doing either team a lot of terrible work. It's been a very popular map for both teams for good reason. It's like the El Clasico, and my god, Boostio is going to go ahead and show up for the challenge. Amazing opening kill. Well, again, use a run it back. It's only for information. He's not going to be able to find a kill, but keep in mind there's a flank coming in through market. The aggressive play is most definitely there. Wait, never mind. I think I got things a little bit mixed up. It's actually not aggressive from LG. I think I was looking at like a proto and I mixed up where he was on the minimap. Either way, I mean, keep in mind how aggressive he is compared to basically everybody else on his team. Anchor.
Yeah, especially considering he's all alone now too. This is a very risky position. It could pay huge dividends if he's not cleared, but if he gets peeked from 2 different angles, which might happen. Oh, and they're being ready for it too. They're tossing the shock darts, the cyber cage. His camera's gonna get nothing here. Oh, that's a huge kill though on the Boostio, one of the heavy hitters of Spacestation to go down. Insky though strikes on the thief, and that's huge for them. Back in towards U-Haul, sSef is lurking and waiting, and aproto meets his maker. 2v4 now, Luminosity trying to make their way back in. Spike has gone down. Camera misses. Stellar takes the opportunity. 1 and 2 off the camera spray. Here goes Stellar. First 2 kills of the game for him. And they're 2 massive ones to bring his team back into this round. Kaplan is waiting. Paranoia comes through. Hunter's Fury in. Might strike for something. No, not going to connect. Oh, look at the health so low on Insky again. Stellar just going for a spam. They might think U-Haul's clear, though. This could be a false positive for him. Recon Bolt reveals position, and mada falls to sSef. Stellar, dark cover in. Is he going to go for the ninja? No. Taps the spike, Peeks out again, goes back, no more time,
Wow.
and sSef puts him to bed. First round for Spacestation. Huge plays from sSef in towards U-Haul, and they grab their first.
That was such a close call for what was a 4v2 in favor of Spacestation Gaming. Amazing work towards the latter part of that round. Fight back and actually make things a bit more possible. That second kill was unbelievable from Heaven. And SSG have to be thanking their lucky stars and, well, thanking sSef in particular for being able to close out that round. Insky finding a vital kill, but basically his job had to be to survive towards basically from the spike going down on. So scary, and again, SSG probably aren't going to be able to build up a super solid economy, but they're on the board box. That's what's most important. They begin another assault onto the A bomb site. Boostio once again going to be at the forefront of the action. But he doesn't have a run it back to try to find information. He doesn't have that second life. And unfortunately, nor does aproto. Insky will take away the only life that he has. A failed smoke over towards Heaven, but still no capitalization upon it. Stellar will try to do one better, though, as he aggresses over towards U-Haul to not find one, but 2 kills. Third is going to be impossible. Roca, he's going to be able to find a triple for himself. And it's a 1-on-3 for Mada to overcome, but it looks nigh impossible here, boss.
Well, if he got that kill cleanly, it would have had a possibility of making this round work, but instead, he takes a dink and he probably just has to fade away, but he's still going to go for this. This is risky here for Mada, but it just, oh, that's going to end it. That has to end it. Surely he doesn't continue.
I don't know. I mean, that recon dart, using it off a cooldown, could be good if he gets a wallbang. Smart.
That's a good kill from sSef.
So smart in his duels. Like, quite honestly, low-key carry for SSG. That's a lot of points, really.
Impact. High impact player, sSef. That's the name of his game.
Well, he is my player to watch, alongside Roca, I'd argue. For obvious reasons, they're both leading the top of the scoreboard for Spacestation Gaming, alongside Boostio, who I also feel like has been instrumental in at least getting these 2 rounds together. Luminosity Gaming, though, things seem a little bit more dire for them. As you look at their eco, it's not looking good, Bugs.
No, it's not, and well, now it's their turn to play with the Sheriffs. Maybe they can do a little something magical with them.
Definitely have the skill for it.
Yes, they do. Guys like Thief, I think, really stand out to me when it comes to the pistols.
Aproto as well. That hashtag crosshair, man.
Yeah, the pound sign for everyone who's over the age of like 23. There we go, Rogue. That's a good opening. Nice little peek there. Gets that first kill out towards Hookah. Spike still down outside B long, so plenty of time and space gained for Spacestation. They can move around the map should they want to, but I think they're just going to try and bulldoze their way on towards the B site. Hunter's Fury comes in, gets 1 tag. Insky follows up with a kill. Boostio as well, just running forward towards the site. Gets tagged down through the wall a little bit, but he's not going to be deterred from going forward. Tosses in the curveball. 1, not going to get the second onto aproto, who might just get himself another kill here. Runs right into Insky, and Kaplan will trade him out, but still 2 consolatory frags there for aproto in the end. 4-3 the scoreline, and things are starting to even out right now. And we go back to that 5th round. How important that was for Spacestation, not just in terms of rounds, but in terms of momentum. Things kind of have swung back in their favor.
Considering that was close to being flawless if aproto didn't get those 2 heroic kills at the end, you know, the trade out for the first and then just kind of blindsiding Insky for the second, it could have been a little bit more lethal. That definitely does help the situation for SSG, but Luminosity Gaming are the ones that I'm going to keep my eye on. Right here. You saw how they early rotated over. I mean, honestly, there's a lot to praise for how SSG took that round in particular. Their pathing behind that Hunter's Fury was beautiful, but Luminosity Gaming now have a lot to prove here, and Mada, I think, is going to be so, again, instrumental. He hasn't used that drone yet, which is what you see kind of in response to the drone that's coming out from SSG a number of times, but he hasn't tossed it out just yet. Wonder what timing he's waiting for.
Maybe now. I think this would be a good idea to send it in towards Garden, see what he can get. But he's still going to hold on and just hold out his gun. Maybe he doesn't want to get caught with the drone out. KZ too. Can get something here potentially. If sSef peeks, but I don't think sSef's going to peek.
This is a TP play.
No. Is he? Oh, that's a free kill there for KZ. You can't jiggle into him like that, sSef. Oh, fool me once, shame on me. Or fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Aproto strikes for 1 on a Kaplan as well. And a second coming through on Insky. Stellar pushing up through elbow, might have something else to go, tossing that paranoia through. Mada with the kill, and Boostio left alive. Flawless victory for LG. And for Luminosity, that's a great statement round to get things back after 3 in a row from Spacestation. It has locked down that B site. It all started over towards A, but it ended on B. And aproto kicking things off for Luminosity. And it's really been kind of a battle of the Cypher sometimes, where aproto and sSef doing a lot of the work.
And such a cheap cost to win that round for LG as well. Flawless for starters, but they only had to use the Omen TP to get themselves in towards elbow, which was completely uncontested because SSG didn't path around to try to take that part of the map. And then they use a Bladestorm as well, I'm pretty sure, but they're close to Hunter's Fury. They still have the Showstopper and Neural Threat. This can be used to compound into something a little bit more. Looking again at what SSG want to do at the beginning of this next round, however, is a bit more interesting. Oh, that arrow deep towards Fountain. I think SSG are going to try to retake for that. Extending for the camera. They've shown a lot of presence towards B at this point. If there's any shots over towards long, expect to see another rotate come through towards B.
I'm wondering what sSef's going to be able to do in the lurk too, because KZ's watching that position. I don't know if sSef's going to be able to do anything here, unless it's going to end up the same as it did last round. Because I feel like sSef's just trying to lurk out and hold people out towards A.
Well, he died to it last time. Right?
Yeah, he did. That's the scary thing.
This could be really
it's
good.
Not like he has that flashbang entry.
It's all quiet on the western front. There it is. I was wondering when that drone was going to come out. It's definitely one of the big things to keep an eye on every single round at LG. They really are patient with their drone usage. A lot of the time they play it in counterplay, but this time it doesn't even matter what they do with the drone because they're just hitting the headshots to actually go ahead and do the real damage here. And SSG left trying to pick up the pieces. Will be Insky all by his lonesome. How many times has this guy changed his crosshair? He started out with like a tiny green cross, and then he had a bigger green cross. But right now, he needs to pray to a cross if he wants to win this round here. Teleporting with barely any time to spare, just will be able to get the spike down in the nick of time. He gives himself an opportunity to win this round. But where does he choose to teleport? The rotates are already through. His chances seem slim here.
There is low health on Stellar. That will be the first opportunity. And also running into KZ early could be also huge for him. KZ is going to clear the U-Haul angle, though. Missed the shot. First kill for Insky. Spike is being held, but Stellar might be the low health player. Not going to fall here, though, as Thief would have had it to half either way. The 1v1's a lot easier to win than a 1v3, and it ends in a 1v2. As Luminosity pick up that 6th round and at least get first half of rounds they need to get to map points.
That was just so wonderfully played by Stellar, I have to say. The wide swing on that angle, knew what the most realistic route for Insky to run through was, and maybe even had the footsteps behind it to make it more noticeable. You'll see that the Eco has been taking some heavy hits, Spacestation Gaming. They will force up what they can, but it's going to come in the form of 2 Sheriffs, a Frenzy, and then actually a couple of ARs to keep their dreams alive. But at the moment, like you said, I mean, this is a really great start for Luminosity Gaming on Bind, a map that has been really favorable again for both teams. I think both teams have about a 70% win rate on it. Something like that. Same approach once more, by the way. They actually haven't kept the lurk over towards A, so this is a shift. They just probably want to go for an exec right off the bat. But now you have to wonder, what's the timing? You saw Hiko talking yesterday about those 35-second intervals. I'm not really sure if that's going to be coming into play here, considering how they're moving at the minute 10 mark. And here comes our push. Showstopper in response from Thief actually doesn't find anything. It's aproto to snatch away that kill first, but Thief is still in this round, if just barely. 2 points of health and no kills behind it. Roca and Insky finding damage in reply, however, keeps things strong for SSG, but all good things must come to an end as aproto, KZ close things out together and shut it down. 7 rounds for Luminosity Gaming, and they are looking brilliant.
They really are, and I think a lot of that also rests on aproto's shoulders. Aproto is at 16 kills. His next closest teammate is Mada at 9. Then you have 8, 7, and 3.
You know, I feel smart for putting aproto as also one of my players to watch. He had a very quiet day yesterday. I mean, all things considered, his team was still very much winning, but you know, he was towards the bottom of the scoreboard even when he was on duelist duty. So it's just really interesting to see him be so key in a number of these rounds for LG. KZ has also done his good part, at keeping things alive. Takes down the drone for now, and will back up in position, totally primed for this take from SSG, mind you. And how can they really deal with it?
Great Hunter's Fury usage from Mada. Unfortunately, can't capitalize on the other two shots, but he gets a lot of information and some damage, but Kaplan has a kill. And kills are what matter in the end. Ksiaze getting very in towards U-Haul, gets spotted out and gets spammed to the corner. That's a great bit of work there in the U-Haul. Spike does go down. Thief on a flank towards short, catches roca, reloading or re-equipping his gun. A peek comes in from Boostio as well, and it's Thief to grab two. Insky has taken out Mada to 3v2 in the favor of Spacestation. There are two players still towards U-Haul. Information spotted. They know where Thief is. Well, of course, they know where he is. He has not moved out towards heaven, though it is going to be a young, old Ksiaze. And, well, he's going to have to run away now, as there's no chance to winning this round with 8 HP. The operator has to move forward, and Spacestation strike right back, so we move to the last round of this half. 7-4. It could be a 7-5 scoreline. Yeah.
I was going to say 7-5 would be brilliant if SSG could have that after how this one started out. You
exactly. Know? Also, you were mentioning the map win percentages here on Bind. It's a 57% win rate for LG, but they've also played it about 3 times as many as Spacestation, under 3 times. And Spacestation have a 62% win rate in 13 Bind maps.
Yeah, usually a lot of the time when I think Spacestation, you know, I think Bind or Haven. I know, notably in the past, Spacestation, back when they were known as Bloom, got upsets over TSM, I believe at the FaZe Clan Invitational. I might be wrong on that, but it looks like we're actually shying away for it for now. Spacestation Gaming have had really solid results again. All day yesterday, they managed to best C9 over it. And with a solid execute like that, it's a winning kind of form. It's a winning recipe. As you see them once again set up for an AX deck, the first kill actually goes the way of the other side. Kill feed filling with that teal color, but it will actually be filled up the other way as well. Kaplan and roca, great response. Execute begins. For some reason, LG can't seem to respond in the same way that I've been praising them for this entire half. At long last, though, Mada does come online. The triple is going to be impossible, but Thief still has a very good chance of winning this here. Keep in mind how low some of these players are. Not that it's going to matter. Just unbelievable executes from SSG.
Switching sides.
When they move quickly like that, they look wonderful. I mean, contrast that to the beginning of the first half, where they're going for some of those slower plays. They grinded the clock down to, you know, the last minute or 40 seconds or something like that before actually pushing out. When they move quick like that, that burst onto the site is so difficult, it seems, for LG to actually overcome, despite the best efforts from players like Mada.
Yes, this should
I think that there was a good chance there for LG, but the double hold, I want to say, in that last duel, in that 2v1 for Spacestation, was the best way to play that. You know where your last guy's coming from. You don't peek together, and you can isolate a 1v1 duel and potentially lose that situation. You play together, you have that trade potential, it didn't even come to fruition. Thief had too many different targets to even pick from at the beginning. And it goes the way of Spacestation, a critical 5th gained, and well, now it's Spacestation on the defensive here on Bind. LG starting to work their way towards A as Thief throws a lot of distraction out towards the B site and hookah. Seth is ready, though, has himself a frenzy in hand. That's a good close-range weapon. He should be able to get a couple kills here. Oh, that's a good start.
Good start, but he's surely to get overwhelmed at this point. Unfortunately, he's just completely caught off, and there's nothing at all that Spacestation can do to trade him out. You know, that's just kind of the fallback of a scenario like that. That's the life of Cypher sometimes. The rotates were overwhelmingly in favor of B. So while there is going to be a response, you know, a retake attempt, it does seem very, very tough for SSG to actually gain any ground here. 2 players weak, however, both being duelists as well. That might actually help them out a lot. And here comes our attempt. Boostio will once again be at the forefront of all the action here. The ex-Overwatch player now looks to cause some damage in Valorant. Insky in on behind, holds the back line, but he can't find any kills, nor can anybody on SSG. A flawless run from LG just has me completely lost for words. What a performance that was. And they will move up to 8. Still aproto at 19 kills now has been completely insurmountable.
That was a massacre right there on that retake attempt. They got obliterated by aproto, and it's a good thing to see aproto popping off like this if you are LG or an LG fan. If you're Spacestation, though, you have to be quaking in your boots, especially knowing that if you lose this best of 3, it's going to be a duel with Cloud9. A rematch. Revenge is a dish best served cold. And, well, that's something that Spacestation want to avoid here. They want to bring things back, surely. Oh, that's unfortunate right there up towards short. 8 side wide open for the side of Luminosity. Retake's going to come through from Spacestation. Not exactly the best buy they could have had to get back into this one. Of course, it is just the pistols. See if they can do some economic damage like they did in the last half. But it's a lot harder to get some damage done with these pistols on a retake than it was on the actual offensive. Sheriff and Roca's hands, though, is always deadly. Goes for the timing, does not catch it off. Instead, gets paranoid back. And the fear will force him back towards spawn. Boostio up towards heaven, joined by a teammate. Kaplan could get caught out with something in his hands, but no. It will be a proto as Kaplan pushes on through. Boostio, Roca, holding in towards heaven, hoping they don't become angels themselves. So many bullets, a hailfire of bullets just raining through that doorway. And a flank's coming in as well. Thief and KZ shut it down before a proto could even come in on the flank. 9-5, back-to-back flawless rounds for Luminosity, too. And now we move into the first gun round with a full bonus, essentially, for Luminosity. And this is where things get scary.
Really, really scary. I mean, this is when the train gets completely derailed. This is when Constantinople falls. I mean, it is just not going to be a good sign if SSG can't somehow manage to get this round together. You see that they're forcing up every last dollar to make it possible. Vandals, and I believe there's a Bulldog somewhere in the mix alongside half armor. Not exactly giving themselves the best possible chance, but desperate times call for very desperate measures. Off angles adopted. Luminosity Gaming not being awarded for them right off the get-go. You see,
so much
I'm taking... Oh, yeah. I mean, a lot of emphasis over towards bathrooms and hookah in particular, too. They're looking to take fights here, SSG, as early as they possibly can.
Yeah, but the fact that LG have 2 players outside bathrooms, too, it's like a perfect counter to the setup. So, okay, we'll take the 2v2. In the meantime, we'll have the rest of our team just keep on working up the site. This could work out so well. Oh, KZ dashes away, paranoia in, but insky still gets it blind. Beautiful! Stellar walks right into the crosshair of sSef, who gets a dink onto a proto as well. Spike might go down, but things are looking really good for Spacestation here. Proto not watching his heaven, might get caught out from behind. That's Boostio to strike. Mada has Bulldog in hand, not exactly the best of guns here. Forced behind some cover. Now will Drone should reveal his position too. Deep run through the can out range with the Spectre, turns into a ghost himself. And Boostio will have that kill. Mada wide out into the open, forced out by the shock darts. And Boostio with 3, backing things up for his team. Spacestation back up in the win column here. 6-9 now on the side of Luminosity, but Spacestation, it's a good round for them to win, to keep Luminosity from grabbing that double-digit scoreline, and most importantly, keeping LG away from winning that bonus round.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was instrumental for SSG. The fact that they won it in a fashion like that with a great setup towards bathroom did them a lot of justice. But that wasn't the real test. The real test comes right now when they have those Vandals and Phantoms. This is where you're not going to have to deal with, you know, Boostio being able to stay alive because the Spectre range is just so shoddy. I mean, things become a real challenge for SSG. They're going to be going for a TP play, again, right off the bat. And Boostio, no way he actually lets that one slip by. The aggression out from bathrooms will still find the kills that they need. In SSG, they continue their fight. They continue their mount to try to make this comeback realistic. And only one player separates them from round number 7, that being Thief. However, Thief is still a very scary player.
I have the spike.
His HP, I suppose, is dire, but Boggs, I'm not counting on this one being a victory for him. A 1-on-2, both players, he has absolutely no clue of where they could be. He doesn't know if they're together. He doesn't know if they're alone, doesn't know what site they're on. You know, you're just going to have to play a little bit of a guessing game.
Oh, indeed, and he's guessing towards B, which I think is his better course of action here. Unless he can't take the teleport, he'll get shut down immediately. Thief, if he catches the timing, this could work out well. He still has the paint chill and both satchels too. Oh, no. That's what also makes things
30
scary.
seconds left.
No way.
Oh, he's watching
Roca.
CT.
This is a brilliant call by Roca. He's reading this so perfectly. Thief's gonna walk right into his crosshair. Roca will not let him slip through his fingers. Thief will not be able to steal away this round. And Spacestation Gaming grab a 7th. Can they build upon this? They should. They definitely should get an 8th here.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I would be more depressed if they didn't at this point. Look, again, fair play to Luminosity Gaming. I think they have some of the best eco rounds, I'd argue, you know, besides SSG and maybe C9. You know, LG are really up there with being able to pull off crazy rounds like this. They definitely have the individual skill for it. Once again, aproto has some of the nastiest sheriffs that you'll see in this game, but it would be straight up unbelievable if SSG somehow lose out on this opportunity to keep things close.
Yeah, I think this is their opportunity.
However. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they are. They're ready to hit the Cypher. There's a 3-stack here for Spacestation. Kaplan getting that Aldron out. Gets a lot of information. Well, he gets the information about the long people, but this play from Mada here could work out huge for him. Boostio's keeping an eye on things. Dark cover to wall off Kaplan. There will be a little bit of a gap in that side, too. Clear comes through, but it's roca to get that first onto KZ. Boostio swings, gets another, and a second onto Stellar. Boostio goes for more. Mada has 1 and 2. But can he make it the ace with 11 HP? I don't think so, Kieran. Let's see if he can do any more economic damage, though. Taking some shots around, looking for something. Oh, a 3rd for Mada. Can he grab the 4th? That is the question. Has the spike and a chance to fail. They know he's gone towards A. Can they beat him? At least Mada gets the spike down. That would be huge for him and his team. Tripwire to hold him at bay. Has to shoot at the sheriff. And he still gets caught. Is he going to go back? Does he have time to double back to B?
I cannot believe the tripwire is actually one of the saving graces there. That's unbelievable. Now he has to divert plans. Oh, this is so uncomfortable.
Camera.
So close yet so far, man. 3 kills is brilliant in that position otherwise, though. Again, this is what I'm saying. LG are lethal on the sheriffs.
Oh, yeah.
No round is lost until they're all dead. I mean, it's just a good attempt, but not good enough. That's going to be some heavy economic damage, again, to borrow your phrase here, that SSG at least are able to overcome. They get an operator online. Actually, it's interesting to me that Kaplan has decided to be the bearer of said sniper. Huh. I mean, it makes more sense than Boostio, considering how he's been playing, but I just didn't think an operator exactly fits into the setup, but there's obviously something that SSG know that we don't. You're aware or unaware of the critical information.
Yeah, I guess, like, you know what? Just have our Sova play a little more passive, play for information, and when they actually hit the site, well, he's got an op, so good luck. Well, everybody on both these two teams is very capable with the operators, so there's really no bad option to have that big old sniper in hand. This is a great from the shadows from Stellar, though he is anticipated at the very least, but he's just going to bide his time and wait for them to come in, take all the information away from the rest of his team, working their way up towards the A site. Huge distraction here. Tripwire blown asunder. Insky not spotted up by the Owl drone just yet. They're not going to flank it towards Stellar either. He's going to walk out towards the heaven balcony. That could save him here. He might just teleport away as well. Spike going down to 5v5 with about 45 on the clock. Huge play from sSef, though. He might have been paranoid, but he still had the idea of the swing. And Stellar goes down first. Neural Theft comes in too. Here comes the run it back, but it's already taken out. Thief just holding back, waiting for more to come through. It's all just a waiting game now for Luminosity as they await the retake. The hit will finally start to commence, and it's aproto to find the first mada. Thief all getting kills, all getting headshots. sSef destroyed in heaven, and it's all left on Kaplan. 1v4, caught from behind by Thief. Double digits for Luminosity, 10-8 the score line. And they strike right back as Spacestation started to get things going.
Everything shut down from SSG right there. The neural threat, useless. The run it back, completely useless. Just a wonderful collapse from LG from that teleport to the shutdown of the flank that roca was trying to pull off. Nothing that SSG were doing was able to be effective enough to actually take down LG. And also just phenomenal fights taken will easily catapult LG onto a 10th. But that money still remains. SSG still remain in this fight, obviously still remain in this game. Considering how close this is, all things considered, it's not the end of the world. SSG, it definitely sucks to lose around like that. Now you're going to be fighting up against a very wealthy Luminosity Gaming, but maybe you can at least get something, I guess, in your favor. Deny that ult orb would be huge, but KZ easily has free reign to it. That would be a Blade Storm that he could utilize as well. Roca, you always have to trust that he's going to hold that angle like an absolute master. I mean, you could just tell.
Yep.
He knows how to hold that angle. I saw your reaction to that. I don't blame you. Great start for SSG. It's what they need, man.
Yeah. They need an engine. They need somebody to step up and just give them something to come back into this game with. Maybe it's Roca. Boostio holding back towards the tin can. Paranoia comes in. His curveball goes through. He escapes into the tin can.
No way.
Thief runs right into him. It's a massive kill from Boostio. Flash goes through, and a second. Goes to the third out towards Garden. Spots out Mada. Or not Mada.
30 seconds left.
And Mada's still alive somehow. Aproto strikes onto Boostio finally. But now it's Roca's turn, but here comes Aproto for 2. 3v2 now making a 2v2 as Aproto has a hat trick. And he might just get that spike down as well, going for the plant inside the tin can. Elbow rotation coming in from the Omen. And now it's all left to Mada. He does have the most health, sSef with a good kill through the tin can. Mada, what can you do here? He had a couple nice deagle shots a few rounds ago. Or Sheriff shots, I should say. Not gonna happen though. sSef locks it down. The last 2 kills, of course, they go to sSef. He's been one of the best clutch players for the side of Spacestation. Now, it's not necessarily a clutch on paper, but it's a clutch in terms of the importance of the round. 9-10, 1 round separating these 2 teams. Spacestation clawing their way back, trying to get a tie.
This is just not good for your health, man. A stressful game to watch. I'm going to be bald by the end of this. I'm going to look like Sideshow. It's going to be absolutely crazy. 15 seconds left before we actually get into another round of chaos, but this would be huge if Spacestation Gaming actually knocked this one out, because look at basically everything that this means. So many ultimates are about to come online for SSG, so even if they lose this, as long as they can keep their eco in at least a somewhat, okay state, they have ultimates that they can use to try to make into just a massive win for them. It's not over just yet. But this is so risky from Roca, by the way. Holy hell, this man. I think he realizes just how risky of a position this is, so he'll choose a bit more of a passive angle. Finally warded off by the Molotov and those paint shells. Flashbang in, Paranoia, Hunter's Fury, all the works. But unfortunately, Mada is on the receiving end of one. Kaplan, him coming online has been massive for SSG as well, and he's not disappointing anybody at all. The only thing that I'm disappointed by is the fact that somehow Aproto has yet to fall. He is still going off. How many kills is he at? Something like 26 it has to be. He's unbelievable.
He's 30.
Has to be at this point. He is just popping off continually. Another fight begins towards B, and a complete skirmish at that. Luminosity Gaming, they're a man to the good, but still SSG continue to fight. A wraparound towards elbow, and only 1 kill found by Aproto. Finally, the monster has been shut down, snuffed out, and the dream stays alive for SSG, but again, if just barely, Bugs.
They can still win this round. There is still a chance here for Spacestation. Paranoia does not connect onto anybody here. Kaplan finally gets caught as Insky falls to Thief. And there was that chance. It was fleeting. And it fast left them 11-9, 2 rounds away from LG taking this map number 1. Proto, 28 kills. Unreal. 2 away from a 30 bomb in regulation. Nobody's even anywhere near him. Mada has as many kills as the top fragger for Spacestation. That is Boostio. Everybody else on Luminosity has 11. The numbers go 13, 12, 12, and 8 for the side of Spacestation. And the buy is not going to be the best for them either. A hero Vandal, Sheriffs across the board. They need some magic. They need something to bring them back in. Or Luminosity will have map point. Not match point, granted. It will be split as map number 2. But still, you want to get off the board early with that first map in your bag pocket. Can they bag it? That is the question. And I think LG are going to go for a bit of a fast-paced play out towards A. Up goes KZ. Nothing spot.
On quiet for now. I'm going to keep my eye on really KZ for sure here. Of course, Thief is going to get it with the ability. I love it. Those paint shells proving to be lethal time and time again. But look at the post-plant angles. Look at Boostio. We'll get to all the post-plant analysis later. When there's shots like that being hit, you have to go ahead and keep your eye on the Sheriff wielders. backs against the wall, it doesn't look favorable for SSG, but the fact that they've gotten not 1, not 2, but 3 kills! They've tripled up and made this one possible. Eventually everything will fall, but my god! It turned in the blink of an eye and then just went right back. Whiplash, if you just were to watch this match back time and time again, you would just be stunned every time. And again, every team has a chance to win it every round. This is so possible. It's mind-blowing how close these instances get.
There really have been some very narrow margins for success for both these two teams, but those margins have been favoring Luminosity, and that's why they sit at map point right now. There's been some rounds that could have gone either way. They went the way of LG, just a kill or something else going here or there, and things swap, the momentum went away, and LG now have map point potential. Will they gain it? Will they grab it? Blades out for KZ too. Looks to be another fast A play as they want to continue this momentum, continue pushing forward. sSef and insky have Boostio rotating in to try and hold this down. Roomba destroyed. Oh, KZ has to dash away. That could have been dangerous there, and I think it's just going to be an abort mission call by Luminosity too, and I like this decision. Just don't have anything going early on. Call it quits. Try something else. You have plenty of time. They're not over-aggressive. They're not sticking to something that they don't have a good idea and good confidence that it's going to work. It's a veteran lineup here across the Counter-Strike world, and they're definitely bringing that experience here into Valorant.
You have to note that LG now have to retake all that map control that they've given up because of their initial execute towards A, but they actually get out without any casualties, which is huge. Sure, some utility expended, but those knives still available. I believe there's a couple of smokes as well. Thief has those paint shells, which could be
30 seconds
clearing out back sight. If he's even going to have a chance to use them, KZ with that Blade Storm is going to be the first victim. Far from the last, if you can tell. 20 seconds left on the clock.
TPA.
When does the dam break? There's that teleport playthrough. sSef still lurks. sSef is still here. sSef,
look at aproto.
sSef, rather. I'm fumbling over the name, but sSef is definitely not fumbling this opportunity.
There's no time!
Could have been. No, there's time. No, wait, no, there isn't no time. Oh, God. Why was the bomb so far away?
Mada didn't take the teleporter. He went through market.
What? How could he do that? Oh, God.
There was 20 seconds left.
Oh, my God. I thought someone else had the bomb.
Nope.
They're playing hot potato, but with they lost the game of hot potato. SSG, by chance, if nothing else. They don't seem to beat LG in that round, but they definitely beat the clock. 12-10.
Holy.
And it's not over yet, but you could definitely tell LG were thrown from a loop as soon as that A exec didn't go as planned. Their mid-round call may be a little bit messy. But hey, that happens. We've noticed a lot of incidents, even with some of the heavier hitting teams in North America, like Cloud9 even losing to the clock at points. We'll give it another go. They have 2 more tries before we even get onto overtime, and SSG have a realistic chance at winning. That means plenty of opportunities remain. Hopefully they don't squander one of them.
We'll see. I mean, if LG are going to beat themselves, Spacestation don't even have to do that much. There we go. That looks to be back to a site from Luminosity. 3 players over, already here. insky getting closer and closer towards that bathroom's exit. In towards Heaven 2 it is sSef. Boostio out towards U-Haul. Curveball ready to go.
Fire in the hole!
Here comes the showstopper going through. Thief will get taken down by insky. Blinds a bat and a second form as well. Aproto and Seller turn it right back. sSef still hiding here. Has a third on the round for Spacestation. Mada and
I know exactly where.
Aproto, but Aproto is alive, and that's what's scary here. Aproto caught from behind, 2 different angles. Mada has one through the neural theft. And well, a shock dart to go through towards Heaven as well. Doesn't do any damage. A gun swap here. Oh, Mada, you get caught from behind there, son. And it's 11-12. Spacestation 1 round away from overtime. As Luminosity falling a bit flat here in Spacestation. They're starting to achieve exit velocity, Kieran. They're coming online. And when the going gets tough, it seems Spacestation get tougher. Over time, it looms over the shoulders of everybody.
If you want to talk tough, look at this eco from LG.
Oh, yeah.
Aproto, again, I know that he's a monster with the Sheriff, but that's the only gun that he has. Mada also has to cut corners alongside Stellar, as they both have Spectres. So you're going to definitely look to KZ as well as Thief to pop off with those ARs. Best chance yet for SSG to pick up another one, because they're going to be just straight up against, you know, inferior artillery. A bit of a technical or tactical pause, not sure which one it was, but either way, anything to kind of calm yourselves down. Calm your nerves if you possibly can as we enter the last round of regulation. This means everything for SSG. They have just had so many troublesome times during the qualifiers. LG have been on fire, but keep in mind, LG, last time they faced off against SSG, they lost 2-1. This is also a story of revenge for them as well. Obviously, they're looking to make it into First Strike as well, but SSG, let's see if you can repeat history.
An A hit, it seems, once more from Luminosity. They've tried this the last 4 rounds. It has been successful once. Here comes the paranoia, though. Insky forced away. sSef will peek behind it. The satchel actually forces Thief backwards. sSef with one. Not a second, though, but Thief is traded. 4v3 in the favor of Spacestation. Lasts for just a moment as aproto finds Boostio. Here comes Insky, though. KZ is victim. Stellar working towards you. Halls a matter of time, and Insky holds it down. Insky holding everything down. A teleporter taken by aproto. But even then, there's no more time. Insky through the portal himself and catches aproto from the back lines. 12-12. Overtime coming through here,
Overtime.
folks. As Spacestation Gaming have finally gotten a tie. It's the first time they've had a tie scoreline since 0-0. The commencement of our series here.
Jordan goddamn Gonzalez is a monster. 4 kills, all of them absolutely instrumental in the success for SSG in that round. They actually do it. Another streak of rounds going the way of SSG. It was looking so bad for them at some points. That is marvelous, to say the least. You gotta love it. This is Valorant at its finest. And once again, we watch as SSG take to the attacking side. LG, it's been a while since they've been on the defensive end of things. How do they adjust? How do they deal with this newfound issue that has popped up? That is SSG. Camera taken out immediately. Shows that there is some presence over towards bathrooms, but they don't know how many men to the good LG are. Kaplan behind it will be using his drone to at least spot out and clear early parts of U-Haul. But map information, all in all, is not that strong from SSG. So commitment here is going to be incredibly risky. As you see, almost 4 players here from LG. They actually will turn one back over towards B, but LG seems so prepared for this.
They look to be ready, but I think Spacestation might just take things out towards the other site. I don't know. They look lost in limbo to me right now. Like there's no actual end goal in sight.
It looks like they're extending for map control right now. If they find anything free towards B, they're trying to, I think, punish aggression from LG. This would also work as a TP play if they wanted to try to take long B. But, I mean, the fact that I see roca and insky here together means that they probably want to try to make a paranoia play happen.
That clock is getting a little low. We saw what happened to Cloud9 yesterday as they ran down the clock to dying embers in the round.
30 seconds left.
Will it work, though? Will roca's fake actually lead to something? He actually gets a kill into KZ. It's going to come in towards A, though. Nobody from Luminosity has moved. Pain Shell's going through, trying to hold off this push, but Capital eliminates the proto. Teleporter taken. Boostio and roca all getting kills. This could be flawless here, and it is! Spacestation Gaming, a brilliant round. The teleporter was taken, but it doesn't matter as roca single-handedly opened that B site. The rest of his team obliterated the defenses on A, and it will be map point in the favor of Spacestation now, as Luminosity crumbled on their defense, and Spacestation have all the momentum. 4 rounds in a row. A 5th would take them to map victory, and a 1-0 lead in this series heading on towards split.
Sheer absurdity. SSG, you said that they looked lost in limbo, but I'm pretty sure Kaplan is over here playing 5D chess or something of the sort. Everything seemingly working for SSG at the moment as they make that one flawless. Not that it matters. Yeah, I mean, Eco is still going to be 5,000 across the board for both teams as we enter the second one, potentially the last of Bind, mind you. And LG are going to have to be the ones aggressing. Inoptimal results. Last time around we saw them in this sort of scenario. scenario, but this time it's already seeming to shape up a bit better. Boostio is caught in transition, trying to jump up towards window. Roca still stays alive, and because of that reason alone, he is still lethal. One more kill found, the second one not going to be possible. We enter a 2v4 with SSG this time on the back foot, and everything that I was praising them for has gone away in this one. It's looking very, very close to a double OT here, Boggs.
Planted.
The only one that can prove me otherwise would probably be insky, but he's blindsided. But no round is over until sSef is out of it. And this is not going to be a case where he pops off. We're entering double OT.
Double OT
Switching
indeed.
sides.
LG back to the defensive as it seems that offense has actually taken the lead here as both teams winning their attacking rounds in pretty convincing fashion too, I might like to add. But one thing I'd like to note too before we get into this round is the fact that LG had tried A 4 times to end that half. They won it once.
Not the best.
They mixed
success,
things
right?
up, it worked.
Sometimes all you need to do is, you know, change things up. Variety being the spice of life, and apparently the spice that you need in your recipe to win.
Who is actually IGLing for LG?
LG? I am not certain. I want to say Stellar? I could be wrong on that. I feel like
Stellar would make sense to me, but
all quiet
here
on the
we go
west.
though. Look at all this U-Haul control.
Wait, what just happened? How did Insky find that one immediately? I know that Boostio ran
Flame
past
wall
the
up,
firewall.
free cross.
They took that fight though?
Yeah, they did. They both went in.
They don't have to exact on top of this though. Look at this.
No.
SSG have other plans entirely. Roca still remaining towards B. Easily has a chance to maybe catch out a rotation
There.
here. They can just sit on their laurels and have really good chance to make things sweeter for them. Thief, wonderful kill on Insky, and Boostio just trying to get out for dear life there. He's bunny hopping out.
There they are.
Foon disappearing from the scene. But Roca still keeping the dream alive for SSG. But at what cost? The lethalities are definitely there. I mean, Thief has a good chance to win this round, mind you. Roca is still insanely low. The double commit nearly finds both. Kaplan survives by the skin of his teeth. He is bleeding internally.
Switching sides.
Whatever fancy phrase
Match
you want to
point.
use, it's not good enough to emphasize just how close LG are to tasting victory in a number of these cases.
That's why you peak together. That's something that Spacestation have done exceedingly well throughout this game so far, is they peak together in those critical scenarios. Even if you lose one, chances are you're going to get that trade. And it works out for them yet again. That's textbook FPS from Spacestation Gaming. And it saved them.
Is really there, man.
It is what saved them right there. Here we go, though. Can they win this defensive round? I believe this is their map pick, too, so would be a little important to pick this one up to start things off.
They're conga
has been
lining it over
dispatched.
towards B, dude.
Yes, they are. Again. I feel like LG are like, you know what, this worked. Let's do it again. Oh, what?
Just KZ things, man. There's a reason this man is on LG.
I thought Roca
Crazy
had that
entry.
opening kill dead to rights.
I mean, Roca has generally been pretty good on them. But there's still another ace up the sleeve of Spacestation Gaming here. It comes in the form of, surprisingly, Kaplan. He's been quiet for a majority of this game towards the bottom of the scoreboard, but the bottom of the scoreboard is a perfect place to hide if you want to get an impact frag like that. Boostio has come as perhaps a little bit of backup. He's going to be necessary to come online just about now. Unfortunately,
Spike planted.
Boostio's teammate falls, and Kaplan is no longer in the picture. But still, 3 players strong. SSG haven't given up hope yet. And when Boostio gets a frag like that, it's so very possible. This, again, means everything from SSG. As we enter a 3v3, there's sSef in from the backline, the pincer, the backstab. It's always going to be there for SSG, seemingly. The spray down is not there from Stellar, but the kills most definitely are from his teammate in arms, Thief. It's sSef against 1, but he isn't able to do it. Thief with 3 points of health. We're going to triple OT.
Switching
it's
sides.
the game that never ends.
Overtime.
We're getting the Counter-Strike score now, Kieran. What a play from Thief, though. What an absolute monster. He started off
Definitely
very
is a Thief.
quiet. And, well,
He stole that
he's no
round.
longer quiet. Oh, he did. Grand theft from Thief. Or larceny. Or That's the only other robbery adjective I can really think of off the top of my head right now. But yeah, highway robbery could work too. But I think it's a little more than highway robbery. That's a massive steal there from Thief. And here we go, moving into the next round, the next overtime period. KZ,
Again,
first one spotted.
Same exact.
Yeah, that flame wall up. But they're not going to cross it this time, and I think it's a wise call. They've done this play several times now. It has worked for them a few of those times. But now LG know what to expect. They know what to play for. And they rotate back towards B, I think is the right call here coming out from Space Station. The Owl drone coming in late from Mada, though, could get all this information if it goes far enough. At least one has been spotted.
They only show the Cypher, though.
Yeah. And
He
he's
has
been
in
the
a
lurk.
lot of cases been the lurk, yeah. So scary. 100% success rate in these OT rounds so far. SSG on the attack, and they want to continue their winning ways. 2 entries found yet again, and the kill feed. Oh, it looks so good if you're an SSG fan. Luminosity Gaming, as they look to make another retake happen, there's no reason that they shouldn't go for it. Economy, economy be damned. It doesn't matter when we're in OT like this. They have to fight tooth and nail. This is where you see the real exciting stuff happen. Insky holding the line here doesn't have a trade available. He needs to find this kill. And if he doesn't, there is suddenly a lifeline found from LG. But you never expect the second player, Kaplan. Oh, at the most vital moment, he does come alive. But there's LG right on cue to fight back. Again, no round is lost until the last player falls. Stellar against our boy Kaplan. And with the Hunter's Fury, really? That's how it ends? Unbelievable.
Switching sides.
I'm trying to think of the last time I've seen that kind of thing work. You see a lot of players just fake it out, get it towards the halfway mark, and then tank a hit.
He couldn't even get to halfway.
He couldn't. I mean, he straight up couldn't. Kaplan. Again, I know he's towards the bottom of the scoreboard, but 2 incredibly important kills found in a round that was otherwise LG's.
Oh yeah, that rotate in towards elbow too was critical. He was holding the angle, went back to look a different way. His teammate fell, so he's like, you know what? They're not going to expect me here after they already killed one. And it worked. And now LG, they're going back to what has worked for them a little bit, is that B hit. Thief getting a little aggressive towards Hookah. Good paranoia onto KZ, though, will keep players alive out towards Long. But Thief continues to work on forward. Thief, the hero of the last attacking round in overtime number 2, trying to replicate that performance again. So much Hookah control from Luminosity. They're having a bit of a party up there right now, but they're not going to execute onto the site just yet. Time starting to dwindle a little bit down towards the minute mark. Boostio, oh, there's the start. And that's huge for Space Station to try and put this one to bed. Paint shells in, and a shock dart to follow up. Not going to get a kill, though. There still is another one in towards Cubby. That's roca to strike first on the mada, though. 2 picks for the price of none. roca's still doing more damage. So many rotations now here. 4 players for the side of Space Station. Deep pushing out further and further, looking for something to get it back in. A gap in the cyber cage, though, means insky has a free kill. Traded out by aproto, but he needs a lot more. Aproto and Stellar, 2 old teammates, 2 long-time players. Trying to get something back into this one. Aproto peeking around, looking for options.
30 seconds left.
The player towards Garden, Boostio, I think is going to be the linchpin in this defenses here. Boostio, caught out by aproto, and a third from aproto. Neural Theft comes through. A 4th for aproto. He's looking for the ace here, and he just might grab it. It's sSef in a 1v2.
Spike planted.
Spike has gone down, but aproto has single-handedly brought Luminosity back into this game, into this round, and to a potential 4th overtime. But as you say, sSef is a clutch minister, and he's going to try and bring it back here. Looking for that final player in towards the tin can. That's aproto. Stellar in towards elbow, holding an angle. The 1v1 duel here, won by sSef. aproto swings! It's the ace and the clutch! aproto, the single-handed hard carry right now for Luminosity.
Switching
winning
sides.
the round for them.
Overtime.
15 all, OT number 4. But it's aproto, the hero. It was Thief, the overtime before. But the ace and the clutch. What more could you ask from this man, Kieran? What more can he do to win this game?
This goes here.
I
That goes
cannot believe it. That round, by all accounts, was done. Aproto never says die. These Cyphers are coming up instrumental. sSef got it close, but when you're against Aproto, everybody pales in comparison. Probably one of the sickest plays that I think I've seen so far, not this tournament, but just in Valorant ever. At the most pivotal time as well.
What more could you ask from this man, Kieran? What more can he do to win this game?
This goes here.
I
That goes
cannot believe it. That round, by all accounts, was done. Aproto never says die. These Cyphers are coming up instrumental. sSef got it close, but when you're against Aproto, everybody pales in comparison. Probably one of the sickest plays that I think I've seen so far, not this tournament, but just in Valorant ever. At the most pivotal time as well, facing a map loss. He just comes live at the perfect time. Luminosity Gaming now have the momentum, have the wind behind their sails. Now they're getting a little bit more adventurous. Thief pushing out towards mid B. Might have the perfect chance for info here, but no. SSG fight right back with 2 kills of their own. But still, there's some worrying aspects that they have to worry about. Sure, Proto's taken care of, but there's still other incredibly lethal, murderous players on Luminosity Gaming. We enter a mid-round lull, and I have praised time and time again the mid-round calls of Spacestation Gaming, but this time everything matters so much more. Spike is dropped over towards mid, so you might see a double commit. You might see a little bit more of a fight taken by LG. The teleport, actually, I don't think it's actually gonna come into use here, but it's good to take an aggro position. Insky takes a 1v1 that he can't win. And now SSG, they're right back onto even territory, and this is what I'm saying! Although Proto's done, KZ's still alive! It's 4 kills! Unbelievable!
No!
Nothing is done! It's back-to-back aces! How can you do this? LG! Make it end!
No! We did not just see this. We did not just get back-to-back aces.
Switching sides. Match point.
That's not allowed. That's not allowed.
Can't keep getting away with it.
Oh my! This
I'm
may
losing my
single-handedly be the
mind
best
over
game
here.
of Valorant that's ever been played.
I cannot believe this. Luminosity Gaming. The individual skill is so scary. Trembling, shaking in your boots, just looking at all these players. The mechanical skill that every single one of them has. KZ, this time the one to fill up the kill feed and get a nice little ace. We try to calm ourselves. It's not done yet. LG, now they definitely have that momentum riding behind them. 2 aces in a row. Now who's going to try to go for 3? Spacestation, for the first time in a while, have been on the back foot.
Careful now.
Here they come. Back to A for Luminosity. Trying to get the win. They have not had a map point in a long time. Since regulation. Now it's their chance. They finally won a round on defense. Maybe KZ won that round on defense. But it's a team game, so everybody gets credit for it. 5v5 spike plant comes through. sSef and Kaplan working in through U-Haul. Team for the first. Kaplan coming in, taken down by Stellar. Still holding towards U-Haul and the third. sSef might have had one, but it wasn't enough. 3v2 now as Insky gets another. Insky trying to get something out towards short. Pushes through U-Haul. Critical kill. Insky trying to go nuclear here. Might just get caught up by Aproto and does. 1v1
there it is!
and Aproto. And it's Aproto. LG finally claim victory here on map number 1. Back-to-back aces, plus a huge bit of work there from Aproto to finally win this one, and Stellar 2 towards U-Haul. What a finish to a game that it had it all. There was everything. Clutches,
That's just map
aces,
1, dude.
ace and clutches. Yeah, map 1. And this is a winner's game. This is not an elimination game.